I've been hearing this for a while. Can you break down to, well, you don't have to break it all down, but like, what the hell is NFT?
I'm going to keep it simple here for everybody, for all the listeners and all that. But an NFT is just a form of cryptocurrency that attached to it, there's usually some sort of a file, whether it be, a document, whether it be a JPEG photo, some kind of animation, a movie, anything. Basically, it's a crypto that has this extra element to it that basically points to a file. So it's all stored on the blockchain. So individuals are able to kind of track the origins of where it comes from, and you're able to really track where it heads towards. So, if you ask me, NFTs, there is a future for NFTs. There's a lot of great practical applications, but a lot of the hype that we saw in 2021 reminded me a lot of what we were seeing in 2016, 2017 with the ICO boom. There's a lot of fluff, but with no true substance. So
is that still a thing right now, like NFTs?
NFTs have significantly cooled off. So there still is NFT projects out there that do have value, that do have an actual use case that benefits others or their users. But I would say that it's not at the same place where it was, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to the end of 2021, and we have this side gig or this company that we started on the side. I'm working for this startup. I was working remotely. There's rumors going around that they're laying people off. So I had visited Dubai a few months prior to this date. We were in December. And I contacted a friend of mine that lived there, and I said, hey, man, look, I want to move to Dubai. Can I come stay with you for a little bit while I find my own place or whatnot? So he had an extra room, and he said, yeah, why not? I'll come, come stay with me. And the rest is history. When we moved to Dubai, I started networking with a lot of people within the Web3 or the crypto community there. And we ended up just at this point, just growing the business. I got laid off from this tech company, so I had no choice but to go all in at this point. So this is 2022, and that's basically how I ended up in Dubai.
Man, that's very interesting. Just like your perspectives on like all these different bubbles and the rises and fallings of all these different new technologies, and this whole universe works in cycles, right? So just how you were saying, it reminded you the NFT boom of the Bitcoin boom, of the ICO boom. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? And for you to have that experience in 2016 and to be in 2021 is you viewed everything much differently than somebody who's a newbie who might be thinking, man, this is just going to take off and like grow like unlimited. But that's what happens when you study history and when you're a part of these different things is you see the cycles take on, you see empires rise, everything that comes up must come down.
Absolutely.
Right. So, and having an understanding of these things at an early perspective, it allows you to have, I guess to steer the direction of these different projects going into the future. You know what I mean? So now, like you mentioned, Web3, that's definitely one of the new things that's going to develop and it's just going to change the world, honestly. You know what I mean? Just how, like, if somebody was in 2000 and they caught on quickly from Web 1 to Web 2, like people who are catching on from Web 2 to Web 3, which is basically correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to be, instead of like you going to a platform like YouTube, right? Going to a platform like Instagram, posting on there, they own your content. If they want to de-discover you, if they want to take you off, they have the power to do that. This is going to be more of a communal thing where you actually own this digital space, and the host company is just a server. But it's really more integrating the creators as the owners. And that's what Web3 is moving to the future, right?
Correct.
So I mean, there's a lot of things you can go into there now, but I mean, what do you see as like the future of Web3? Because for me, I'm like, this is something I'm interested in, but it's not necessarily something where I see an avenue to take part in it right now, or maybe I'm just not going to the right sources.
Absolutely. So there are plenty of different applications that's being built on different blockchains. So Web3, all it is the collective of all these different decentralized applications that's built on blockchain. So essentially, you are given the ability to be rewarded for your contribution to whatever ecosystem that you're a part of. But or if depends on essentially the platform that you are engaged in right now. So decentralized finance. So you're looking at new ways to invest money, to allocate money, and also to essentially just diversify your portfolio from a more traditional sense. You're looking at also these different exchanges that are not controlled by one entity, that it's just built on a blockchain. But at the end of the day, it's just the livelihood of it really depends on how much people are engaged or interacting with it. Right. So I think if you ask me, the Web3, we're still very early, but there are some projects and applications that's out there that are a little bit more mature that users can benefit from. But I still, from the perspective of like a mass adoption perspective, I still think we're still very, very early for it to be like more of like a household thing. Yeah. A lot of these communities within the Web3 space, or just overall Web3 as a whole, it actually enables a spirit of collaboration rather than competition, because at the end of the day, the more people you have interacting with your ecosystem, that's more ideas, that's more resources that's being shared. And at the end of the day, Web3 shouldn't be looked at something that's trying to, I mean, yes, it's going to disrupt modern or the current system in the sense of like with media and some technology companies, but it also it leaves room for there to be a sense of collaboration. So for some of these already existing businesses or companies or media platforms to be able to integrate the technology into the platform that they already have, so that they can continue to keep providing value to their users and their customers. So that's the way I see the industry, or from my perspective. It's not going to be something that's completely going to be separate. I think that it's separate now, but eventually it's a technology, so you don't have, Intel Core, unless you know about the Intel Core processors and you know about computer, you don't know what a processor is. But at the end of the day, you have all these different computers or different companies like Dell or whatnot that uses the Intel processor. It's a technology. So at the end of the day, it's the same thing with these different types of applications that's being built on Web3. What you'll see is startups form businesses around it, or you'll see existing companies right now, technology